We are live now.
How many participants you have here?
It's around 200 participants. They will gradually join. So we are live. So with your permission, may I start?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
So good afternoon, everyone, and welcome today to the session on referencing and citation and Indian perspective, a very vital component of the 2-week refresher course in library sciences. This course is being conducted by the Teaching Learning Center, Ramanujan College, under the aegis of Ministry of Education's Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya National Mission on Teachers and Teaching Scheme. For today's session, it is a distinct honor to have or to introduce you people with resource person Dr. Prajesh Roy, who has graciously agreed to join us and share his profound insights with all the enthusiastic participants. Dr. Roy is a distinguished scholar in the field of library and information studies. He currently serves as the Joint Director at the campus of Open Learning, Department of Distance Education and Continuous Education at the University of Delhi. His illustrious career includes a 27-year tenure as a librarian at Shahid Rajguru College of Applied Sciences for Women, also affiliated with the University of Delhi. For 22 years, he has been the coordinator of IGNU, an exclusive program dedicated to library and information studies. Additionally, he holds the position of coordinator and mentor for the Department of Library and Information Sciences at School of Open Learning, University of Delhi. Dr. Roy's academic journey culminated in a doctorate from University of Delhi, and his exceptional contributions have been recognized on both national and international stages. In 2014, he received the prestigious InfoShare Award from SIG Thirds, that is Special Interest Group for International Information Issues, under the Association for Information Science and Technology, USA. Furthermore, he served as Erasmus Plus Fellow of the European Union from 2018 to 2020, and he also holds the position of Chairperson for Technology Transfer and Innovation in QQML Greece. In India, he is the Chairperson of Sectional Committee for Library and Information Technology Application at the Indian Library Association. In addition to his extensive administrative roles, Dr. Roy is a prolific author with 23 published books and numerous international and national publications to his credit. He has actively participated, been invited, and presented his research at a multitude of international conferences and universities across the globe, including countries such as Oman, UAE, Maldives, Sri Lanka, Ireland, United Kingdom, Austria, Hungary, and amongst many others. So with such an illustrious career and a wealth of knowledge, Dr. Prajesh Roy is undoubtedly the perfect guide for today's session on referencing and citation from an Indian perspective. So we welcome you, sir, on behalf of Ramanujan College, and we again thank you for joining us today on a Saturday. I request the participants to, be actively listening to the session, and if there are any questions, they can ask through the YouTube channel at the end of the session. And now over to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Very good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to be here because as we are in a horse riding mode, so we have from the morning I started working on that particular topic. The topic is very close to my heart because it's reflect the Indian contribution to the knowledge domain and how we are being recognized and what is happening across the world and what are the technological challenges in our own knowledge domain. So we'll have a look back and we'll think forward. So the topic is referencing and citation and Indian perspective. If we have a look, then we can see there is a there is in 1,500 years back in Somnath temple there is a Banstamba. In Banstamba there is a sentence written over there, Asumutra Dakshina Dhruva Ayant Abadhit Jyotirma. That means from here, it is written in Sanskrit language. From here, if we put a torchlight or create a straight line, so we'll find the South Pole of the earth. There is no land within that. Our ancestor our Indians ancestors. 1,500 years back, they understood there was no satellite system, there was no Google map. But if we today's date, we see that yes, the idea is true. So it was discovered by our ancestor on that particular time. On the other hand, we have a great significance of 108. Who created that? Why this idea of 108, 108? Why? Because it has a lot of meaningful consequence in our thought process. 108 Upanishad was there, 108 primary tantras are there, 108 chapters of the Rig Vedas are there. Then we have a 54 character in Sanskrit, which is half of them are Shivas and feminines, and another is Shakti, that is masculine and feminine. The 54 into 2 is 108. In Ayurveda, we have again 108 places of the marmas in the bodies, which is identify transactions of matters of consciousness. Now there is another important aspect. Is the average person is said to be the breathe 21,600 times in a 24 hours of period. And with that, half is 10,800 solar energy during the daytime, and rest, the half, are the lunar energy when we're taking breath in the midtime. If we multiply this one from 100 into 108, it will goes again 10,800. So half of our total breath intake in a day. On the other hand, here you can see 108 chakras. So if we put moons, 108 moons from moon to earth, the moon would reach earth. The same time is happening with the sun. If we put 108 sun, it will come along with directly to the earth. So there is a calculation, and in that calculation, in case of moon, 108 into 10 is equal to 306, again into 3, 1080 miles. Same things, same can be repeat in the sun. So the distance between the moon and earth is 108 moons. On earth and sun is 108 sun. So every planet are influencing, very much influencing in our life cycle. So that's why these chakras are very important. So that's why is 108. Now, who invented that? That's the question. Who has written here, Ashamudrat Dakshina Dhruva Payant Abadit Jatirma? Who has written? And who has created 108? Now, here's some of the reference we can get. Theory of gravitation, Siddhant Shiromani, Bhaskaracharya, Maharishi Bhaskaracharya mentioned about the force of attraction resembling gravity, discovered centuries later by Newton. P. Johnstone rightly said, he said the gravitation was known to the Indians before the birth of Newton. System of blood circulation was discovered by them centuries before Harvey was heard of it. That was the statement of P. Johnstone. On the other hand, in mathematical, the value of pi, it is the creation of the 5th century AD. The value of pi was first calculated by the Buddhaya. He explained the concept of what is known as the Pythagoras theorem. He discovered that is in the 5th century, long before European mathematicians knows about that, think about that. On the other hand, numerals. In 4th century BC, Panini was the first to come up with the idea of using letters of alphabets to represent number. Numerals are found in the inscription of the Ashoka, the great 3rd century BC. So he was the creator of numerals. At the same time, in library science point of view, before Panini, on the time of Panini, he has created a one finest classification scheme which was used in Takshila University. As Hunas came, destroyed that one, so everything gone out. So it was a contribution of Panini. In case of zero, Brahmagupta was the first mathematician to treat zero as a numbers and showed it in mathematical operation. So he's a creator of that. Lancelbert Hugbin, in his books, Mathematics for the Millions, he has mentioned there has no more revolutionary contribution than the one which the Indian made when they invented zero. Albert Einstein also said this in a similar line, similar context. Now, question is, who has invented zero? Is it the Aryabhatta or Brahmagupta? Now, look at an example for that. Aryabhatta is a candidate for using zero in the decimal system, introducing zero in mathematics. Brahmagupta, as an astronomer and a mathematician from India, used zero in a mathematical operation like addition and subtraction. So that's a bit difference between the Aryabhatta and Brahmagupta. Now, the world oldest university, we can see that is Takshila. Takshila, almost it is not exactly on 700 BC. It could be 600 BC to 700 BC. And there was a 10,500 students all over the world studied more than a 16 subject on that. The son of Asoka, he got infected with the eyes, and that time the eyes were operated in the Takshila. There was an ophthalmologist department. Again, the University of Nalanda was built in 4th century BC. Yan Sang visited, Fahin visited from China, and they studied over there. Surgery. Modern plastic surgery had its origin in India. Plastic surgery was done, Shashustra, as an Indian physician of the 4th century BC. His team conducted complicated surgeries like cataract, artificial limbs, cesarean, fractures, urinary stone, plastic surgery, brain surgery over 2,600 years ago. Yoga is the origination of 5,000 years back. It was there. We are carry forwarding this concept. Medicinal system. Ayurveda is the earliest school of medicine is known to mankind. The medicine chakras consolidated Ayurveda 500 years ago. Usage of anesthesia was well known in ancient India in medicine. There are many. Anatomy, embryology, digestive system, metabolism, physiology, etiology, genetic, immunity, they're all studied on that particular time. The component of the medical science. Astronomy. The knowledge of the motion of heavenly bodies was discovered by Aryabhatta in 499 AD, Latadeva in 505 AD, and Brahmagupta in 628 AD, calculating the time of eclipse. Surya Siddhanta. Latadeva talked about the Earth's orbit, and it's called it Sumegu. That is, the Earth is in a sphere and it's rotate on its own orbit. It was known to the Varahamihir and the Indian astronomer much before the Copernicus published his theory. So our ancestor has created that much of knowledge in ancient India. In case of calendar, we are more into the calendar. We have connected our calendar with the solar system. Surya Siddhanta Latadeva into 505 AD divided the years into 12 months. And it connects with the different planet, and it has divided into 7 days of a week, in a week. So that's the important part of our Indian calendar, which is mostly connected with the total solar system. The chess, which is known previously in 6th century, is Chaturanga. Its name was there. It is basically played by the Rajas and the who were the people who were advisor of the king, the military infantry, probably elephants and chariotry. There was the snake, ladder, ludo. The indoor games was invented by the Indians. Atom bomb. Now look at the Julius Robert of Himmler, the father of atomic bomb. People ask him, was that atomic test Alam Gordo, the first nuclear blast? He said, yes, in the modern time. At the same time, he told, Mahabharata tells about the effect of Brahmastra, and the description matches the result of atomic blast. So you can understand the person, Julius Robert, are also known about the Mahabharata, and he created a reference among it. So interestingly, our ancestors, our people, who have originated all those ideas, our Vedas, our Upanishad. Vedas came out as a Shruti. So people, the Guru used to chant the Vedas mantras and Vedas description. People used to listen and they remember. So the memory power of each Indians was highly strong at that particular time. Today's date, we cannot remember the mobile number, the car number, even the bank number. Even sometimes we forgot many things, but that time we could understand. They can memorize a whole of a book, each pages, each stanza. So that is our ancestor who has created knowledge, retain in their brain and carry forward in the next generation. Now, but at the same times, we're reciting mantra everywhere. But our culture, our Indian culture, our ethos, we are acknowledging every time from where we're reciting, who has written that particular mantras, or yes, mantras specifically, because that is our original thought process. And suppose we are reciting Hanuman Chalisa. Now at the end of the stanza, we used to say that this is written by Tulsidas Ji, and he's a great person. So we refer Tulsidas Ji when I reciting Hanuman Chalisa. We may not refer Tulsidas Ji, but we do because it is within the stanza. Next, take a step on the Argala Stotra. When we start Argala Stotram, we first recite Markandeya, Maharishi Markandeya Uvacha. That means Maharishi Markandeya has told about you. Hey, Durga, I am reciting the same thing, and please base in the same direction. So we refer Markandeya, Maharishi Markandeya over here. When we pray to the Ganesha, to Ganastotram, we also take the name of Maharishi Narad. So it is Narad Uvacha. Maharishi Narad has told about him all those things. I am reciting all those things. Please bless me. This is on Ganesh Mantra. In Aparajita Stotra, again, we are taking the name of Markandeya Uvacha, Maharishi Markandeya. Sometimes Shiv Uvacha in case of Adhya Stotram, or Markandeya, or Brahma Uvacha, who told about that, who told was written, or actually that time it was not written, it was told. Uvacha means speak about you. We know that he is the creator, or she is the creator of that mantras. Here in Saptashati Durga Stotram, Shiv Uvacha. Why Shiv Uvacha? Because Shiv Ji is told about you, and he has told about these shlokas, and I'm reciting. Please place me. Why this uvacha? Here, Siddhukunchika uvacha, Shiv uvacha, Stotram, Shiv uvacha. Everywhere. Even Navami, this Sri Rudrakstam, Sri Goswami Tulsidas, Sri Rudrakstam Sampurnam. At the last, we used to recite. Why? Because our culture, our Indian thought process, our ancestor told, who has written, who has told, just refer them. Our thousands-year-old scripture shows that we are referring, we always refer a person who has written or telling. That's the Indian culture. That's the Indian ethos, is Indian ideology. But problem is that our ancestor has never gone to anywhere or never looted any country in the world. They have never taken anything to this country. We are using whatever, our air, our light, our land, our seed, our paddy field, everything is our ancestral property. We have not taken anything from any part of the world. This is the truth about India. Now look at what is the problem? Alexander started inventing India in 336 BCE, Greek. So they have started. Then Arabian invention started in 636 CE. The Turkish invention started in 2000 CE. The Mamluk, 1206 CE. The Khiljis, 1290 CE. Tughlaqs, 1320 CE. The Shayadi, Lodhis dynasty, 1414 CE. Up to 1947, the people invaded India, destroyed our own resources, demotivated, demoralized us, and degraded us, and looted our ancestral property. This, not only that, what they have done, they directly influence our mindset. And they are indulged to think in their way. That's the Indian problem. People, we never gone to anywhere. People came over here, looted, destroyed, burnt. Nalanda University was burned. So our ancestral books was written, 3 library, 9-story library, Sagar Ratna, Bhanda Ratna, Giri, was destroyed. So whatever written on the book was destroyed. So we do not have any knowledge from our ancestral who has treated Shashank, his eyes, in Takshila University, Department of Ophthalmologist. The book is missing because destroyed, looted, burned. It is not along with us. It could have, if we could have take that particular book, we could have better medical science system in India. I say normally, dark age of knowledge. The Indian thought process, we have a different kind of ideas, rituals, way of life, thinking process. It was destroyed by all those people. They came, they destroyed. And what happened, I will tell you. After the Britishers, when you visit that Albert, there is one museum over there, I think Albert Museum. When I entered that museum, I have seen the half of the museum is filled with Indian articles. Anything from him. Everywhere you will see Indian things. Ranjit Singh chariot, the golden chariot, everything is there. Everything is there. And what you have to do, if you want to visit that particular museum, you have to take a ticket of at least 500 rupees. It could be, if you take it in a pound, it could be up around 500 rupees. So the problem is, I want to see my ancestral property by paying 500 rupees to the Britishers in that museum. Because they came, They have looted. They have kept everything of my ancestral property there in their custodian. And they're charging from myself, from me, to show my ancestral property in London. Now look at that. 10 priceless things stolen from India. And it could be available in the Britain Albert Museum. You can see over there. On the other hand, looted Indian items at displays in London. It's worth rupees around 15 crore in Murti. So you can understand what is the problem. Problem is that when people says you are taking things from other component and you are publishing, this is plagiarism. And I am asking to the whole world, when you are stolen everything from India, showing in your museum and charging money from the Indians or any other, and you are earning from there, is that not a plagiarism? Is that not a plagiarism? Is that the only content is plagiarized or your mindset is plagiarized? That's the question. So one has to understand what exactly the world is, why we have to think differently. This debate, that's the topic of debate. To think forward the next generation. You have to be very cautious. The security should be the Indian first priority. Now coming to the normal plagiarism sites. In the name of plagiarism, everywhere, every server taking the article from all over the world. Either it could be India, Kenya, Bangladesh, or Sri Lanka, Nepal, any. We are just uploading the content. It is going to their server. Now they are mapping from zone to country wise. They are mapping, and in mapping, they try to find out what kind of knowledge is growing up, what kind of knowledge is directed to this particular society, what is happening in a particular area of India, what will be the next commercial knowledge selling model. That's the important part. It's not the plagiarism is concerned. It's the concern of creating knowledge economy for their country. Everything they're stuck into there. We have to be very thankful. And our ancestor was not plagiarized. What the plagiarized in the art? It is a Western people, of course, Western people. Now we have to think differently. If we compare different plagiarism software like academic plagiarism, check plagiarism, Duff-off, duplicate check, dust out, erase plagiarism, Grammarly. If we see, is that the saving, storing content? Many of them is unknown. Some have no, some yes. Unknown. Using content, unknown. Governing country, yes. We can see USA, Australia, unknown. USA, Russia, Ukraine, unknown. Hong Kong, unknown. Ukraine. So these are the people. They have the server. The whole content is coming over there, and they keep it up in their server, the mapping the knowledge process of a particular given country or a society. On the other hand, what is important part is that they are the softwares in the left side, Plagium. So the same scenario. Now saving, storing content, 25% says yes, 28% says no. Unknown by 44%. So 44% doesn't know what is happening. Here in the using content, 56% knows what is happening. Here in governing countries, what they're doing, 41% says, no, we do not know who is the governing country, where my content, my article, when I'm just uploading for the plagiarism check, where it is going, we do not know. So we do not know is a crisis. Why crisis? I will tell you. If you see the British rules in India, 200 years. 100 years, we do not know anything. We do not even know, the common people do not understand that Britishers are ruling India. When the proactive people, the forward people of a society came up with the idea, it takes 50 years of time to motivate other people and to make them understand that you are under Britishers' rules, the common Indians. Actually, we have fight freedom struggle for 50 years of time. And we come up, and we come up. So that's the biggest part one should understand, that it is the unknown is very dangerous. There is another loop. You see the Urkund and turning, there is a gap. So every plagiarism check software, there is no uniformity. It is differentiate from each other. So whose result is more reliable? There is again a question marks. It is nothing. It's a kind of commercialization of the concept. So there is a fear of plagiarism because you have a digital media, you can copy and paste over there. So there is a crisis. In that crisis, they try to make money from that. There is a need. Of course, there is a need. But how it could be, there must be an international standard on that. Then we work together. Then where my article is going is that you are communicating, that is going to be a bigger question in coming years. Now, some of also expresses their agony in the plagiarism software. Like university, some told that university must stop relying on software to deal with the plagiarism. It is not it is the people from USA talking about that. Here, the problem with the plagiarism detection software. Stephen Worker, he also said, College of Social and Technology. Right? So people are asking, people are talking about that. On the other hand, Turnitin, is it a text matching or plagiarism detection? That's a question people are asking. You have to understand, is that the real plagiarism checker software? What is the reliability of that? So is that my research, my hard work going to upload to a certain server? The server, we do not know the security of that particular server and the people behind that server, what they are going to do. So that question going to be asked in the next generation. Now, what is problems? Suppose you are putting things into the server, and because of security, and they're collecting information all together, but it is bit by bit information collecting as goes to the knowledge security. So we need to have create a knowledge security. Knowledge security is important because our scientists are the best scientists in the world. Whatever they are doing, they're publishing. Before publishing, things are being in a different hand. So that's we have to rest. That's why the government of India has thought that they have to spend 3 billion on cybersecurity in 2022, this last year. And what happened? Because of cybersecurity, 3 billion money can be spent on the schools, on the road, or the infrastructure, but we have to spend 3 billion on cybersecurity because we have a greater threat of knowledge domain, and the commercial. So this is a crisis. This has to be understood by the people. Those tools, the Linkit, Academy, the Float, F1 Research Kit, Google Scholar, SlideShare, SelectWord. These are the tools, academic research community. Now, everybody is differentiate. If your H index, it is Google Scholar is different, Certificate is different, academia is different. Whom should I going to trust, if, sir? Could you give me the exact result on that? Why you don't have a uniformity? You have a uniformity in your computer, you have a uniformity in your hard disk, you have a uniformity in your screen layout, you have a uniformity in the mouse, but you do not have a uniformity in the result. Why this? This is a big question. I will tell the story. Me and my student has created one app, NFC enabled library management application. That is basically RFID. We have applied in majority of the libraries in the university RFID application, but it is costing higher. So I thought we need to have another tool which really can be as matchable as RFID, and that could be a low cost. So we came across all together with all my students, and we have created applications on near field communication on different library housekeeping operation. Now, this particular topic is a very important topic, and I'm trying to I was on a tour where I'm going to publish this one paper. So nobody take this one as an article. Nobody. At the end of the day, I have presented this one in Athens because it is just a presentation, the concept. But on the other hand, there is another article called Gender Equality of Eradication of Adult Literacy on Public Library Initiative in Delhi. So people of the first world, the developed country, thought gender equality in India must be very remarkable research. We can find there is a we can see degradation of the Indian society. So it's published in the international platform. So when they're choosing our article, they are very much partial. So they're choosing one NFC application because it's a very important topic, but eradication of the gender equality on adult literacy is a different topic. But because that shows India is high, and that shows India may not be at par, so that can be published internationally. Because so we just see the mindset of the people who are acknowledging our article. That's important part where we are going to publish our article. We have to be very careful about article. Now, another important aspect. COVID was there. COVID was there. Whole of the world was in a deathbed. India has indigenously developed the COVID vaccine. India has saved its own countrymen, and at the same time, I will tell you, 95 countries we have sent vaccination to the 95 countries of the world. Why I'm telling you this important aspect? Because we need to understand, when people are in a deathbed, the Indian scientists creating vaccination for them, and we're sending them for their well-being, because it's a question of life and death. So our scientist has the capacity, our people has the capacity to create a vaccination for the dangerous diseases like COVID. And we're just helping throughout the world, 95 countries. Our Prime Minister, generous, our government, generous to the world, and have sent the vaccination to the 95 countries and saved the people. So we are more capable than any part of the world. On the other hand, we're saying all across the country. On the other hand, what you are sending us, what is your capacity? Your capacity is how to make Coca-Cola, how to create MasterCard, how to create shoes, how to create jeans, how to create burger, how to create any other things, KFCs and kind of things. So I'm just my open questions to the world. I am giving my scientists are more capable to save you from your deathbed, and you are selling Coca-Cola to us. So your research and my research is much more. We do not want to compare my research with your research. If you are basically think that India is a very good, because Indians are more economically powerful, so it could have a better place to. Is how you get a reader. That's the question. Will be the librarian's roles. We have to create a network, Indian Research Information Network. Already, Government of India has initiated that, implemented. We have to be member. Everybody should be member. Every institutions, we have to be focused to focus that and ask the every faculty member, research scholar, that be a part of that. We need to have a better database. We need to have a network, research network, information research network. So in this, we have to tell every higher education faculty member that there is a research network. So we can create a better databases for any subject. Suppose we want to do research on nanotechnology. We need to have a people on that. So we have to tell people. You could have possible that in your college, in your university, person who is doing nanotechnology, he's one of the finest professors. So that contribution can goes to the other part of country. Second, we have to focus on e-journals, not only the e-journals, e-resources in a different mode. I will tell you. We have to go on an open access. And why we have to go in an open access system? Because we don't need to restrict our knowledge, because we have a capacity to create Brahmastra. We have a capacity to create COVID vaccination. So in that case, we have to create normal knowledge domain in an open access system, that we should not depend upon the other e-resources, e-journals from outside India. We can compensate each other. We can cite each other. So in that case, where citations will be high. And with that citations, our H index could be high. So we have to complement each other. And how it is possible? Because look at there is one important journal. I have very fan of DECIDOC journal, Library Information Technology. It has started years back, and they have shifted to the this electronics mode. The reason behind, they have and it's become a very popular. You can see everything in the dashboard. Is the author and how it has processed everything, and the journal impact, the article journal impact, and the H index, everything you can measure. So it's a part of the, I think, web of science. I do not know, but if it is not that, no problem. It is one of the finest journal. It shows how we can do it. Similarly, what we have created in our team, in our college, that we have created an international journal of innovation and multidisciplinaries. And here, we have to go with the multidisciplinary research, because today's no subject are going to restrict with one particular domain. It has to take the concept of other subject. So that's why if we do that, and it's take only 1 lakh rupees. So that responsibility need to take by the librarians. They have to be focused. They have to create a project for that. It costs 1 lakh rupees to create the first time. Then Then for the maintenance, it will be another 30,000 rupees, 35,000 rupees per year. So every college librarian or institutional library started one journals, one online journal. So what happened? You will see in a one day, our article, our journal, our literature will be much, much higher than from any other part of the world. So we'll compensate each other. We complement each other. So that's the best part of doing this one. And you have to do in the right way. And the online journal, the ISSM people has the standard. We have to follow that particular standard. It's a very reasonable standard. I could understand the way the screening, the web page, remarkably good. And we have to be part of the consortium for academic research care list, UGC care list. We have to apply, constantly apply. We have to see where is lacuna is. If it is a part of that, so we are going to be a standard for that. So that's the best part. And how we are going to do that, we have a academic, we have to go to the consortium from that care, UGC care list portal. There is a step, one by one step, and we have to create a research area for that. Now, this is important thing. So this is the way we can be part of that, and there is a process protocol for that, and we have to follow, and we can create. On the other hand, for the referencing and putting up the citation and everything, you are the best way. You are the MS Word and the referencing tools. And whenever you have a time, just to go to the referencing tools, this is the best way out. And these messages, this particular topic, we have to spread it up in our own institutions, that everybody in the institutions, every newcomer, new lecturer were appointing, need to know this is the way we have to write the article. This is the way we have to keep the referencing and citation tools. This is the way we are going to manage. We have to take the different standard, the bibliographical standard. So we need to spread this information among our colleagues and whosoever is connected with that, whosoever is stakeholder, because everybody know about that. And this is the way we can create a better ambience. This is the way it has its different, suppose you have form, right? If you wanted to use the books information, this is there. Article information, this is there. If you wanted to put the reference on a particular website, this is there. Video, text, audio message, or anything, it has there. So that we can get some free of cost. I mean, every MS Word software, so that can be a best part. So this is the way we can create better ambience for the research. And we have to ask how we are going to publish our research. So there are some, but at the end of the time, your experience, your approach is important. Sure, the quality of your research is coming up with a research question, substantially significance, the discipline, and the society at large. For research study, design should be foolproof. Make sure to get your scientific writing on point, having a solid cover letters to back up your manuscript, picking the right UGC care journalist for your research. Now, these are the stereotype recommendation for going to publish one particular research. But interestingly, I will tell you, which is important, your ideas, which is important, your keen understand and keen interest on a particular topic, correlate with the topic, with the ideology. Try to can make a canvas for the generation to come. Give a right direction. So this is the way things will be changed. Definitely things will be changed. Because why these are important? Look at the Ranganathan era. In what is important in Ranganathan? Is that the colon classification is important? Is that the 5 laws is important? No. These are the outcome. The important of Ranganathan era is the discipline. He's the person, look, Ranganathan was published, he's almost in 1930, 35, 33, this has come up. So it is a research of his last 10 to 12 years and many years, of course. So it has come out in 1933, 30s. Now in 1930s, if you see the Indian scenario, the political scenario was different. Everybody out from the home, they're doing freedom struggle. Britishers are just beating up every day, every Indians. They put them into the jail. Ranganathan was agreed with the freedom struggle. They used to, he has a strong relation with the freedom struggle. But essentially, what he thought about that, when we got freedom, what after that? How our library would be? Is that library science going to be a subject in independent India? So he stood not ideally, calmly, alone, and started working on that. So his discipline is important. What his reflection of work we know, but we do not know his discipline, the way of life, that thought process, that is important. So if you ask Leonardo da Vinci, just write another Mona Lisa, he could not create Mona Lisa because it has happened in many years. He's a very good artist. He can do artifact in a right way. But Mona Lisa is happened in one certain day after many works. If you ask Rabindranath Tagore, okay, we are giving a page and papers, write another Gitanjali. No, it is impossible. It is his work. It is one work which is Gitanjali. He is a worker. He is a writer. He is a poet. So if he's not doing anything, he's doing something. If it is not Gitanjali, again, he has something. So understand what is important is research is that it's a commitment and regularly, religiously to do one important thing in a pure heart. That is most important in research. If you look at the Indian scenario in 2000, there's some old data. Still, I'm going to referring this one because it's most important. Top 10 countries on scientific research and publication in advanced training. India's position is fifth. USA, China, UK, Germany, India. Then Japan, France, Italy, Canada, Australia. We are in a fifth in 2017 and 18. On the other hand, look at the growth rate. That's most important. In 2018 to 8 to 18, India's growth rate is 10.73%. So, and Iran has 10.99. So India's growth rate is much higher than any other country in the world. What I'm trying to tell you is a more important aspect of Indianization or Indian thought process is that we are in a very important position economically and intellectually. Understand the commitment of our people, our ancestors, who have done a greater work. And the work is important. Commitment is important. Knowledge automatically will create. So that's the position. That's why we have to think forward. We have to understand. And if world is so brilliant, why Arvind Krishnan is a CEO of IBM? Why Sundar Pichai is a CEO of Alphabet? Why Satya Nadella is in Microsoft? Why not a British has become the Prime Minister of Britain? because our people are something different. So everybody here, Shantanu Nara, Sanjay, George Kurian, Jayashree Madam, they're the Tolstoy of Indian continent. So not only that historical age, our ancestor is still the best. We have to understand. So that's why. And yes, in library science, there is no comparison with Ranganathan in any part of the world. Any part of the way he represents the idea of knowledge domain, the process of thinking, the knowledge creation, the faceting system, the dynamic theory of library classification. He is one of the Tolstoy in library science in the world. So we have a great ancestor along with us. We're the backbone of this society. We're much ahead of many countries. So just wait and think, analyze, but you are going to do it. Then your every act in knowledge domain will add on and will enhance our ability, the next generation. And we have to apply and we have to do together. Alone cannot be possible. Alone cannot be possible. We have to make a team for that. We have to trust each other. We have to do this because for our next generation to come. Thank you so much, everybody.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Thank you for today's session, sir. The session was very meaningful and knowledgeable. We are very grateful to you for giving your precious time to us today. The session was very good, sir. Thank you very much.
Is there any question from the participant?
No, sir. They are just
Thank you.
thanking you that the session was very informative and knowledgeable.
Okay, thank you.
Thank
so
you.
May I leave, ma'am?
Yes, sir, you can leave the meeting.
Thank